Greetings, fifth graders. This is Unit 5, Week 4, your intro video for this week. One of my favorite ones this week. This has to do with a lot about scientific knowledge. And our weekly concept this week is Now We Know. And our essential question for this week is, how can scientific knowledge change over time? I think you're actually seeing some of that in real time as we go through this time in our lives. But let's take a look at this picture here. This is a deep sea exploration vehicle, and learning about the ocean is one of our greatest challenges, of course. As researchers design new technologies and evaluate new ideas, our level of knowledge changes, of course. And if we think about early diving suits that people used to use, they were nowhere near what we have today. The diving suit would weigh up to 190 pounds, and the helmet that the divers would use would allow almost no visibility, so it was really hard for them to see what was going on. So it's easy to see how, if we think about that and we look at this picture, how things have really changed. So advances in technology have also made it possible to learn more about some of the most mysterious and challenging places on our planet and on some other planets now. The submersible here in this picture is a modern machine that is able to take pictures and record information underwater, and you can see that there's even people in there actually observing underwater as well. It's allowed scientists to learn more about the ocean than ever before. Our vocabulary for the week, you are still welcome to write these words in your 3-subject notebook for future reference if you would like to. You can also use that on your test at the end of the week if you'd like. That's always helpful to have those words there. And remember, when you take your test at the end of the week, make sure that you have your selection open so that you can use it for answering the questions. All right, so here we go. Our first word for this week is approximately. It is an adverb, and we can tell that it is an adverb, first of all, just by looking at it. It ends with ly. So this means it describes how someone or something is done. Approximately means nearly or about the same, such as a size or amount. So it's not an exact amount, it's close. So our sentence that goes along with the picture here is, the recipe called for approximately 2 cups of oil, so I did not measure exactly. Our next word is astronomical. Astronomical. It is an adjective, which means it is a describing word. Something astronomical relates to outer space or astronomy. And our sentence here is, the space exhibit included amazing astronomical instruments to study stars. Our next word is calculation. Calculation is a noun. When you make a calculation, you do math to find an answer. And our sentence here says, Mina did a quick calculation to see if she had enough money for 6 tickets. Our next word is criteria. Criteria is a noun. Criteria are rules for judging something or making a decision. It's kind of a good scientific word. Blood pressure is one of the criteria doctors use for evaluating your health. Our next word is diameter. Diameter is a noun. You can measure across the center of a circle to find its diameter, so it's the distance from one side of a circle to the other. And the sentence that goes along with this delicious looking picture is, the large pizza pan has a diameter of 14 inches. It's a little over a foot. Our next word is evaluate. Evaluate is a verb. It's an action word. When you evaluate something, you examine it closely to decide its value. So our picture here says reading food labels can help you evaluate the nutritional value. Our next word is orbit. Orbit. It can be a verb and it can be a noun. So for the verb version, the word orbit can mean to circle around something again and again. And if it's a noun, orbit can also mean the pathway that something moves around something else. So we could be talking about the moon's orbit around Earth is not exactly a circle, but our sentence here is the Earth will orbit around the sun. And of course, we are nowhere near close to the sun like that picture shows. Otherwise, we would be really hot. The next word we have is sphere. Sphere is a noun. A sphere is anything that is shaped like a ball or a globe. So basketballs, soccer balls, and baseballs are spheres, but footballs are not. Okay, I'm going to take you a little bit off path here. Today, as you watch this, you're going to need to know some information for the question on Schoology today. So you will answer a question at the end of the video and on your assignment for Schoology. And the information that you need to know is the moon orbits the Earth and the Earth orbits the sun. So your question at the end of the video on Schoology will be there for you to answer. And you need to make sure that you know what to write in there because it's very specific. So if you don't remember, go back and watch the video at some point. That is the end of this video for this week. Glad to hear you guys are doing so well. Very proud of you for all the work that you're doing at home. And tell your parents thank you for letting you be able to do this and for helping you whenever you need it. So, all right, that is it for this week. We'll catch you next week.